record in baseball over the last 2 months. Steven Strasburg gets a second look at the Braves right now on Masson.
It's a great day for baseball.
Whenever Steven Strasburg is scheduled to pitch, a lot of fans coming to the ballpark. Tonight's game expected to be a sellout, but in the last 10 minutes, a few things have changed here, and not for the better at Nationals Park. Bob Carpenter and Rob Dibble. And Rob, within the last few minutes, Steven Strasburg stopped his warm-up in the bullpen. Miguel Batista is now warming up, and at least appears he will start the ball game. We don't know what's happening with Strasburg, but something changed during that warm-up.
Yeah, I mean, when you're down there with your starting catcher and Pudge Rodriguez, who's a future Hall of Famer, and then your pitching coach, and obviously he didn't feel right, something was wrong, maybe he's sick, maybe he's stiff, we don't want to speculate on that, but it looks like they talk to him, they tell him it's not worth it, and then he's going to walk away with the trainer. And so now Miguel Batista has been loosening up, and Steven Strasburg has gone back into the clubhouse.
And when he was making that move through the door to go down the tunnel to the Nationals clubhouse on the first base side, Lee Kuntz was alongside. We can only hope to find out what information we can, and we'll pass that along to you. Now, Miguel Batista is a pitcher who has fulfilled a lot of different roles for the Nationals this year. He's a middle guy. He's a long guy. He has one save on the year, and he's done quite a bit of starting in his major league career.
And as far as emergency starts go, a lot of guys sometimes perform better because they know they're not going to pitch. He was maybe thinking, well, you know, Steven Strasburg's pitching, he'll go 6 or 7, and I might get in this game, I might not. But that being said, he's ready for duty, and that's one of the reasons he's on this ball club, because he knows at a moment's notice he might have to go 5 or 6 innings to help out the ball club, and you know, not maybe on a Steven Strasburg start day, but it's definitely worrisome when a guy gets pulled down off the mound when he's warming up.
Tommy Hanson goes for the Braves, so some matchups that had been anticipated here for Bobby Cox's team, not going to happen. Now, Atlanta's been the best team over baseball in the last couple of months. The season series, 3-3. Nats took 2 out of 3 here. Braves took 2 out of 3 down in Georgia. But evidently, the Strasburg confrontation with Hanson and with Jason Hayward will not happen. More on this developing story as we get ready for tonight's return to the home park of the Nats. As they return from a long road trip, actually the first time the ball club's been home in more than 2 weeks, and certainly disappointing news that Stephen Strasburg will not be starting the ball game. In case you're just now joining us, we saw this happen within the last 15 minutes. As Stephen was warming up, he was shut down, taken out of the bullpen after this consultation with Pudge Rodriguez and Steve McCatty. And Rob, you picked up on the body language there. Evidently, Pudge, at least to a certain extent, consoling the young pitcher and maybe told, hey, let's not push this thing. If you can't pitch and be 100%, it's not worth it.
No, you know, for my money, it's definitely the right call. It's his 10th start in the major leagues. He's 22 years young. There's no reason. If he's not feeling it, he wasn't feeling the changeup in his last start. He only threw 3 of them, so maybe he had some kind of tired arm, sore arm. I don't want to speculate on it, but you know what? When you get up here at this level, the adrenaline level is as high as you've ever had in your life, and you press and you throw maximum effort on every pitch, and this kid is as maxed out as you can get as far as the talent level. So it's better to be safe than sorry, and if it's just a little soreness, shut him down, maybe miss a couple of starts, and then bring him back if that's what it is.
And as the Nationals take the field right now, a lot of fans who probably do not know what has transpired are looking out in disbelief as they see Miguel Batista take to the field and take to the mound. As soon as we know something, we will let you know. The official announcement has been made that Stephen has been scratched, and we'll let you know. Here's the Braves starting lineup, and Jason Hayward on a 9-game hitting streak, 17 for his last 35. Hayward is hitting .276. He's a Rookie of the Year candidate with 11 home runs and 48 RBIs. And maybe the Nationals' most versatile pitcher, and certainly needed in a situation like this, is Miguel Batista.
Well, he's got a great sinker. He can go out there, get a lot of ground balls. Hopefully he can be economical. I don't see him going more than 75 to 90 pitches before he's totally exhausted. But it's a beautiful night. It's a cool night. And so at least it's not very humid where it'll tax him.
Defensively, the Nationals still down around the bottom of the league. Just one error on the year more than the Florida Marlins, who've made 79. Desmond Guzman up the middle. Zimmerman done at the corners. Rodriguez behind the plate. Willingham, Morgan, and Bernardina in the outfield. The official announcements via the PA announcer just got made to the crowd here. And there are some boos, but the health of Stephen Strasburg is first and foremost in the mind of the Nationals, and hopefully the fans will be good with that. One more time, Rob, as we went back to almost 20 minutes ago.
Okay, you're about 10 minutes into your warm-up. He long tosses. He does everything. He's got a beautiful routine down. He knows everything he wants to do. He knows exactly how many pitches he wants to throw. And the whole time you see Steve McCatty is talking to him, listen, if it's not right, shut it down. There's absolutely no reason for you to go out there and push right now. 15 and a half games off the pace of the team you're playing right now. And finally, you know, cooler heads prevail. They shut him down, and we'll wait and see what happens. But if he's got a tired arm or a sore arm, much better than going out there and forcing the issue, and then something much worse could happen.
As might be expected, ball game starts just a few minutes late at 7:08 Eastern Time. First pitch. Martin Prado has been leading the National League in hitting most of the year. Right now he's at .319. Ironically, behind only former Brave Rafael Furcal of the Dodgers, who's hitting .326. So a huge crowd, and many of them are still coming down Half Street to the ballpark. That'll be 3-0 in Batista, and I guess in a scenario like this, the worst thing that could happen would be for Miguel to go out and have a bad first inning.
Yeah,
84 degrees, cloudy skies.
He's got to try to throw strikes, but I wanted to say, remember John Maine was warming up, and Dan Worthen immediately noticed there was something wrong with his velocity, and they got someone going as soon as he went out on the field, and they immediately pulled him out of the game. That's what a pitching coach's job is. He's got to notice something that's wrong with Steven. The catcher's got to say what's on his mind. Listen, he doesn't look right. And I think they did a fantastic job of reading the situation and not allowing him to go out there and pitch tonight.
Miguel Batista, meanwhile, has made 237 major league starts. 36 games for the Nats this year. A record of 0-2 with a 4.5 ERA. 50 innings. Opponents hitting .247 against him. And the count's 3-2. And a little bouncer, third base way. Zimmerman on the charge. Plays it well for the first down.
PNC Bank Scouting Report brought to you by PNC for the achiever in us all. Go as far as you can. Let's hope for 5 innings. 6 would be amazing. Surprise them. They didn't know you were starting. They're not prepared for this. And sink or swim. Try to sink as many balls as you can. Get as many ground balls. That was a good start against Prado.
Christian Guzman and the middle infielders getting set up for Ian Desmond for Jason Hayward. Guys not too comfortable on the infield the way this young man's swinging the bat. 9-game hitting streak. He's come back with a vengeance since injuring his thumb. And you know how he busted up his thumb? Sliding headfirst into a bag.
Ooh.
He's a big man who generates a lot of speed. Batista on the year 0-2, career record of 95 and 110. Twelve-year veteran Eric Cooper is behind the plate tonight. Bill Miller, the crew chief Mike Riley, 34th year, and Chad Fairchild on the bases. Hayward takes that one right on the right thigh. He's aboard with 1 out.
Miguel trying to establish a little bit of inside here, trying to get the youngster off the plate. Throws it's like a cut fastball, and it hits him right above the knee and the thigh.
Chipper Jones at 255. Hayward, good speed, 7 stolen bases in 12 attempts. And Chipper takes one that misses low and inside. Braves 57 and 41. 16 games over, 4.5 up on the Phillies. And the Phils have come alive. They've won 5 in a row now. Arizona is playing at Philadelphia tonight. Rodrigo Lopez and Cole Hamels are throwing there, and they're just underway, just like we are here. 1-on-1 out, top of the first. Batista with a long look and a toss to Adam Dunn. Braves are not much of a running team. 42 steals, third from the bottom in the league. The only clubs that do less running than Atlanta, the Giants and the Cubs, each with 38 stolen bases. And a 1-1 pitch after a long look way outside, ball 2.
Talking to Glenn Hubbard in the Braves dugout before the game about Chipper's bats and how short and heavy they are. It's like a club, 34 ounces, and it's about 31 inches in length. Not many players swing a bat like that. Adam Dunn's bat, 35 inches, maybe 34 ounces, but 2-1 pitch right here. He throws a sinker, running away, doesn't get the call.
Yeah, and that's the guy you're talking about who turned 38 April the 24th, still swinging a very heavy bat. 3-1, runner holding, and Batista gets a strike on the outside corner.
There's the All-Star Game hero right there, Brian McCann.
5 All-Star games in a row now for the Braves catcher. Most All-Star games at the start of a career for an Atlanta player. 3-2. We'll see if they do something with the runner here. They are sending him. Chipper, right side, one hopper. Adam Dunn, 2 outs. By the way, Miguel Batista, and this is the stat of the night that won't have anything to do with what's happening 2.5 to 3 hours from now. As a starter, he has pitched 10 complete games in his big league career, 4 of them shutouts. So he is a guy who knows how to pile up some innings. The last time he started a ball game was 2 years ago when he started 20 in 44 appearances for Seattle. That was not a good ball club. He went 4-14 that year with a 6.26 ERA.
Ouch.
Throw to second. And because the shift is on for Brian McCann, Ian Desmond was already very close to the bag. Pretty good looking fastball. Called the ball up and in by Eric Cooper.
One of the most difficult things for Steven this year has been from going once every 7 days to once every 5 days. He's done a wonderful job, but you know, eventually maybe a sore arm or a dead arm has caught up to him. It's part of the learning process for these young men. I talked to Bobby Cox about his guy, Tommy Hanson, and he talked about his inconsistencies and his up and down year that he's having. Had a fantastic 4 months last year in the major leagues, and this year's a little bit more difficult.
One ball, one strike to McCann. Right in there, outer half. 1-2. .37 of his 51 RBIs with runners in scoring position. Guzman well out in right field on the shift. That ball's down and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You see this strange configuration right there for Brian McCann. Probably see that type of thing for Adam Dunn when he gets up to the plate.
Brian McCann, 4-game hitting streak, 6 for his last 17. And a 2-2 pitch. And him reaching, pretty good pitch by Batista. Braves on the road, so-so this year. They're 23-28 away from Turner Field. They're the best team in Major League Baseball at home with an amazing record of 34-13. Craig Stammen won the only game there for the Nats this year. Batista gives up a line drive right to Desmond on the shift up the middle. That ball was scalded. Some sad jersey-clad fans tonight. Now they hope the Nats can win. Third from the bottom in runs, 10th in home runs. Pretty much the regular lineup out there tonight. Niger Morgan hitting .326 since July 9th, and he's hit well against Tommy Hanson, better than anybody else. Really, Guzman, Zimmerman, Dunn, Willingham, Bernardina, Rodriguez, and Desmond. Now those bottom three guys in front of Miguel Batista are all slumping. Tommy Hanson, 19-10 career, and against the Nationals, about to make his sixth start. He's 2-0 in the first five with a very good 2.94 ERA.
Let's go to the PNC Bank scouting report, Bob. Bring it down. 194 fly ball outs, only 136 ground ball outs. 13-7 the record when he starts a ball game this year for the team. And roller coaster year. April a 2 ERA, May a 5, June a 6, and July back down to a 2 ERA.
It's a long season and a grind for these young starting pitchers. Hanson's only 23. Got a strike to Niger Morgan, who's hitting .260 with an on-base percentage of .319. On the grass at third, Chipper Jones. Deep at first, Troy Gloss. And Rob and I'm sure, are thinking the same thing that we thought down in the Atlanta series. Any bunt anywhere near the first base line's a base hit.
Yes.
Too late now, though, because it's 0-2. Target in. Way in. Nationals didn't do a lot of hitting on the road trip, with the exception of 2.5 games in Cincinnati. They went 3-7 on the trip despite a staff 3.89 ERA. Now, some of that had to do with the low-scoring games in Florida. 3 consecutive shutouts in that bizarre series, where the Nats outscored the Marlins 4-3, but lost 2 out of 3 games.
And Hanson's had a really nice July, and he's got about a 4-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. Very tough on hitters. 1 home run allowed this month, 4 starts.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Morgan. Fastball down the middle, but up a bit, and the count's 2-2.
I don't know if you saw Matt Garza's no-hitter against the Tigers. 117 pitches, 101 fastballs. So, wow, 80 for strikes.
Morgan up the middle, base hit. Niger's on to start off the game for the Nats offense. Braves defensively, middle of the league. We just saw Milwaukee rated number 8. Atlanta's rated number 9, and Nate McLouth was optioned to the minor leagues today, so Melky Cabrera will be their guy in center field. Eric Hinsky will see action in left against right-handed pitchers. The incomparable rookie Hayward, and they picked up Alex Gonzalez from the Toronto Blue Jays, where he was off to a great start. But Melky Cabrera will have lots of room to roam, especially when the Braves are back home. The gaps are as big in Atlanta as any park in baseball. Niger Morgan is second in the National League in steals with 25.
Well, and Hinsky in left, he's a former third baseman, rookie of the year up with the Toronto Blue Jays, playing left field. So he's not fleet of foot. Any ball that gets by him, you got to be thinking 2 or 3.
Morgan started, then stopped. Niger, by the way, being caught 13 times this year, most in the league. But Matt Kemp of the Dodgers has been caught 12 times, and Kemp does not appear in the top 10 in stolen bases in the National League. So Niger gets caught a lot, but he is stealing his share. Back in easily. By the way, the Braves called up outfielder Brent Cleveland, who was on a rehab after injuring his toe, to replace Nate McLouth. And they just say Nate McLouth has totally lost all of his confidence, hoping he can work it out in the minor leagues. Niger got a great jump. Surprised McCann even threw it. And Niger Morgan steals his 26th base of the year.
Great pitch to run on. It was an off-speed pitch. Very slow to the plate and deliberate right there to get something extra on the ball, Hanson. And so McCann really had no shot. You see Niger was already halfway when he's delivering the ball.
Had a great chance for Guzman now to at least advance him with Ryan Zimmerman on deck. One ball and 2 strikes. Zimmerman eclipsed 50 RBIs on the road trip. He now has 52. Ryan's on another good streak now. Over the last 2.5 weeks, he's hitting over 360. He's going to third. And he is in there. The ball's in left field. Here comes Morgan. 1-0 Nationals. 2 stolen bases. An error on Brian McCann. And a one-man manufacturing plant for that first inning run.
Well, when Niger's on top of his game, he's getting great jumps, showing a great speed, gets up, checks out where the ball is. Great field awareness right there. Watch him hit the bag, look to left, see the ball go right by, and that's just knowing what's going on in the ball game. So
that's a breaking ball that strikes out Guzman looking.
Niger puts us on the board all by himself.
Here's Zimmerman. So Morgan's RBI total, stolen base total, as he basically didn't drive himself in, but ran himself in, climbs up to 27, and Niger scores his 44th run of the year.
I think the key to those stolen bases, too, the first one, he learned something about Hansen. Then he saw another pitch go by, and he figured this kid's giving me 1 or 2 looks back to second base. He's in his own kind of world right now, and he picked that up immediately, and he stole third. So give Niger a lot of credit for a good read on the pitcher. I mean, you can't be a one-looker. These are all cliche things that Bob and I have heard around the ballpark, but you can't be a one-looker. You can't, go the same time. You got to vary speeds to home plate, things like that. And it just looked like Hansen was doing the same routine when he was on first and second.
Big breaking ball. And the count's 1-2 to Zimmerman, hitting .295.
This is going to be a good breaking ball right here. Like a little bit of a cutter or slider. Just tries to make it move just enough to get it away from the bat of Zimmerman.
Ryan hits one hard to deep center. That ball's over Melky Cabrera's head. Hops up on the batter's eye. And Ryan Zimmerman has a double. That makes the Niger Morgan run earned. And the Nats have another runner in scoring position.
Well, Zim just torches this ball right here. It's supposed to be a sinker down and in. It's a four-seam fastball straight down the middle. Didn't do anything except go about 94 miles an hour and then fly almost out of the ballpark.
That brings up Adam Dunn. Backdoor breaking ball in there. Just to give you the idea of what a good year Adam Dunn's having. That was Ryan Zimmerman's 39th extra base hit. Adam Dunn has 52 to lead the league. Check swing, it's a strike. Might have been a called strike anyway. And quickly 0-2.
Well, and in that Garza no-hitter, Brandon Inge did not play, Carlos Guillen did not play, and Magglio Ordonez is probably done for the season with a fractured ankle. So very little firepower in the Tigers lineup right now.
Fueling the rumors around baseball about guys like Adam Dunn and Prince Fielder. Looked like a straight change outside, 2-2.
And if you think we have a bad road record, Bob, the Tigers, who are 3 games out of first place, are 16-30 on the road. They're now without some big hammers, too.
Tommy Hanson rarely touched early this year. And Dunn pulled the ball to the right side. Martin Prado on the shift. 2 down.
Well, 95 on a fastball away. Adam tried to pull it instead of push it, and that was the result. A weak ground ball to the right side.
Into the strains of Sweet Home, Alabama. Josh Willingham steps in. Josh on a bit of a slide, 5 for his last 26. Continues to get on base. His next walk will be number 61, and that'll tie his total from all of last year. On base percentage, .401, third highest in the league. Right in there, 0-2.
A 2-out single would be beautiful right here to help Miguel Batista in his effort to go as deep as possible into this ball game in his emergency start today. It's tough enough getting an emergency start 10 minutes before the ball game is going to start, but you're facing the best team in the division and maybe the hottest team in baseball in what, a month, 6 weeks.
Willingham touches one off to right field. Right there's Jason Hayward. The Nats, thanks to the speed of Niger Morgan, will get a first inning run. He was all over the place. All 4 bags for Morgan without being driven in.
Game, so the team scratched him as a precautionary measure. He will be having an MRI soon. Bob?
Not able to get loose. Well, if anything is better than bad news, that is. And we'll await further testing on that.
And I think it's his shoulder that Debbie's talking about, that he's going to have an MRI on the shoulder.
Eric Hinsky leads off for the Braves, top of the second. Batista first inning, 22 pitches, 12 strikes. Tommy Hanson had a long first inning, 24 pitches.
Then you do the precautionary MRI to show that there's no structural damage, and then you take it from there. Whether it's inflammation, tiredness, then you set out a course of action, whether or not you shut them down for a period or shut them down for a couple of starts. That remains to be seen, but you can also attack it with medication, some anti-inflammatory medicine.
Hinsky way out ahead of that one. Left-handed batter, experience, been around baseball for quite a while. And he'll see, as I mentioned, lots of playing time against right-handed pitchers. Troy Gloss awaits. Hinsky, 9th year in the big leagues. Toronto, Boston, Tampa Bay, Pittsburgh, and the Yankees. Just got a piece of that one on 1 and 2. Target right on the corner. Batista misses outside. Diamondbacks have an early run at Philadelphia against Cole Hamels. And St. Louis has an early run against Jonathan Neese at New York. Batista with the strikeout, keeping the ball down. Hinsky unable to reach it.
It's about 640, Bob. Now check out what he's doing here. He's a little bit kind of blowing out some air. He's going to kind of shake his arm a little bit. That's why I'm speculating that it's maybe the shoulder. This looks like he can't get loose.
And Steven does some short tossing, gradually lengthens that until he's throwing the ball from nearly center field all the way to the right field foul line, getting that thing stretched out before he even goes into the bullpen. There's Troy Gloss hitting .252. The Braves don't have any hitters who just overwhelm you with their offensive numbers, and they've been that way for quite a while. But they have a lot of good professional hitters. A lot of guys who will hit between 15 and 25 home runs, drive in 70, 80, 90 runs during the season. They play solid defense. They've always had good pitching and a good bullpen.
Well, and I also think, Troy Gloss played 14 games last year. To look at his numbers and say 250, 14 homers, and 61 RBI, I would say Frank Wren and the Braves have to be very happy with what they've seen.
Mike Rizzo has joined us in the booth and put a headset on. Mike, first of all, thanks for coming up.
It's my pleasure.
Can you update us on Steven?
Yeah, Steven was having trouble getting loose in the bullpen. He's never had this workload before in his career. So, when he said that he was having trouble getting loose, right away Steve McCaddy called the trainer, and the trainer called me. We went down there. I made the executive decision of saying that, if you can't get loose, I'm not going to let you go out there and pitch against the Atlanta Braves. And, Steven's his competitive demeanor surfaced, and, he wants to pitch, and he hates to disappoint people and fans. But, that's my those are my calls, and that's a call that I had to that I thought we had to make. And he's being checked out by our staff, and he's day to day, and we'll see how he feels tomorrow.
And the MRI is just precautionary.
Yeah, we're obviously he's going to get an X-ray and an MRI, and as we have been throughout the process, we're being very careful with him, and we understand how he feels, the competitive nature of him, that he wants to pitch and he wants the ball, every fifth day. But it's my job to protect him, and that's what I did.
Alex Gonzalez, the hitter, the newest Atlanta Brave. They brought him over in a deal, not at the deadline, which hasn't arrived just yet, but they did it on July 14th. And, of course, Yunel Escobar, there were other players involved in that deal, shuttling between Toronto and Atlanta. And here's a guy who hit 17 homers and drove in 50 runs for the Blue Jays up to that point. A power-laden ball club. And for the Braves, he's hitting .325. But that's not going to help his batting average as Ryan Zimmerman puts it away for the second out here in the top of the second with Melky Cabrera coming up. Now, Mike, we saw one little sequence in the bullpen on our video where Pudge was kind of playing big brother to Steven, patting him on the shoulder. It appeared to us he was saying, hey, it's not worth it. If things aren't 100% right. Is that accurate in the relationship that Pudge has with him?
It's accurate. You know, they've become very close, and you know, we all respect respect what Pudge has done in the game, and you know, you're seeing here where Lee got the word from me that we pulled the plug on him, and you know, we're all in this together, and you know, Pudge is you know, understands where we have to be for our long term, and you know, he kind of broke the news to him, and you know, kind of consoled him a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bigger picture here than just this start against the Braves. Now, did he have any soreness after his last start? And even on your normal, you know, trainer reports that they give you every day, was there any hint of this coming into today?
No, he threw his normal side, and he played catch normally yesterday. And you know, as it turns out that you know, he's you know, getting loose. It was taking him a little bit longer to get loose on his side. And he relayed that message to me today. So, you know, you put all the pieces together,
right?
And you know, didn't take a rocket scientist to say that you're not pitching tonight.
I mean, there's even sometimes you sleep wrong on your arm,
exactly.
And it happened in my career. It's happened to every pitcher that, you know, you make your money and you're living with your arm, and sometimes it's just something freakish that maybe is the cause of the stiffness. So right now, it's definitely better to be safe than sorry. So, and you've already got a bunch of guys rehabbing right now. So it's definitely tough for you to make a decision like that with a packed house. But I'm sure one that you have to make to, you know, help this kid's career and help this organization.
Yeah, certainly. It's you know, it's the job of the general manager to protect the assets of the club, and you know, you know, it's unfortunate that you know, a lot of people paid to come and see Steven pitch, but I think it's more important that he's around for a long time so they can see him pitch long term.
Mike, we appreciate you coming up and giving us firsthand your knowledge of the situation. We appreciate it, sir, and we'll talk to you soon.
My pleasure, guys.
And as we say that, Mike gets a little tone from his phone. General managers are on their phones, their pagers, their text messages, their email a lot this time of the year. Trading deadline coming up in 5 days. Tommy Hanson 5 for 35 this year. Batista very close in ball 3.
Looks like a slider, a cut fastball right there. Just goes a little bit below the pitch track. And he doesn't get the call.
Runners will be moving on 3 and 2 with 2 outs. And one of the league's leading hitters, Martin Prado, on deck. So Batista needs the inning to end right here. He will accomplish that with the strikeout, his second of the ball game. 2 scoreless innings for Stephen Strasburg's replacement. Luna second inning feature. We talk about all things dealing with the number 2 versus our franchise all-time, only Pete Rose. More doubles than Chipper. Bonds, Biggio, and Schmidt. Everybody on that list retired except for the still active and still productive Chipper Jones. Call for the Luna double. Get your second room of flooring free at 877-241-LUNA.
And the Nationals will honor Hall of Famer Andre Dawson on August 10th at Nationals Park, who went in as a Montreal Expo Sunday, along with Whitey Herzog and Doug Harvey and John Miller, Bill Madden.
Here's Roger Bernardina and a Tommy Hanson breaking ball well outside. Hanson has a great hook. Bernardina struggling suddenly, 3 for his last 22, and not an easy pitcher to get out of that against. And he promptly lines a base hit up the middle. That's the way you get out of a slump. Stay on the ball, take it up the middle or the other way.
They heard you all the way down there on the field. Very tough to hit.
We know that happens.
Yes.
4, 5, 10 times every night.
Exmo showing the wonderful form of the body as he just takes that offering right back up the box, just like Nigel Morgan did. It's not easy to get good swings off of a talented young guy like Tommy Hanson, so sometimes you just have to take what he gives you. He gives you a great pitch. Just try to fight it off and see if you can get it out into the outfield area.
I just want you to recognize there are reverse jinxes that work against the other team from time to time.
I do recognize that.
Of course you do.
I like that reverse psychology. There's no way Pudge can hit this guy.
And you look horrible in that suit today. Here's Pudge Rodriguez, and he needs a base hit. And backhanded by Chipper Jones, who throws it beyond the reach of Prado into right field. And the Nationals, on the Braves' second error, will have runners at second and third, nobody out. Fielder's choice for Rodriguez. He'll end up at second base.
Well, it looks like a tailor-made 5-4-3. Chipper off balance, throws off the foot, and Prado can't make the play right here. It just looks like the ball tailing. See it tail away at the end. Bernardina reads it, gets up, hustles over to third, but Pudge, Ivan Rodriguez, runs all the way to second base on the slow throw that took a while for Hayward to get to. So we have second and third. Got something working, Bob.
Let's see what Ian Desmond, the number 8 hitter, can do with it. Chipper's in at third. That's a base hit to left center. Bernardina scores. Rodriguez coming in. 3-0 Washington. Ian Desmond, RBIs number 41 and 42. And he needed that, 6 for his previous 39. Now Batista can bunt him into scoring position.
Well, first pitch looks like a fastball to try to get ahead, and he just shellacks it right to Melky Cabrera in center field. Rogers scores easily, and now Pudge Rodriguez, you see him hustling all the way around from second. So all this with no outs, as Bob said, brings Miguel Batista up.
Batista, 24 career sacrifice bunts. None of them this year. He's had only 4 at-bats this year, but he has a base hit. Squares around early, bends those knees, and takes one low and away. Nationals 4 base hits already, benefiting from 2 Atlanta errors. Miguel foul tips that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nigel Morgan, uniform filthy, and we love to see that early in the game. Look at him. He looks like he scored a run on his own, doesn't he?
Yep. Mike Wallace is not going to be happy, Nigel. Take extra time soaking to get that uni clean.
I think the guys downstairs will have that thing lily white by tomorrow. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Batista. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second. Including this year, since the Nats came here from Montreal. In 6 years, these two ball clubs have had some great battles. Only 3 games separate in these series. Not a good at bat by Batista. No. Lunges for a breaking ball and doesn't get it. All right, Rob, take us around the bases with Nigel Morgan.
Well, he starts it off by fighting off a 2-strike pitch to get a base hit. And then he steals second easily on Tommy Hanson. Gets up. Promptly steals third. McCann tries to fire it. That was not a wise decision. As you said, on his throw to second, he probably should have eaten the ball. So Nigel Morgan scores all by himself, manufacturing his own run.
You know, and this is a little thing that I spotted on the replay. A little credit goes to Pat Listash, too. Pat immediately identified the bad throw and hollered to Nigel to pop up and go home. You saw him waving. We know he was talking to the runner as well. And that's a split-second thing that happens over there for the coach. Now, Desmond is a running threat. Ian has stolen 8 in 11 attempts, and sometimes a manager will send a guy right after a failed bunt to try to make up for the lack of the sacrifice.
Try to surprise the opposition.
Desmond leaning, holding, and that's a strike to Nigel Morgan.
That would have been a good one. It was a 1-0 breaking ball. Well, and I just like being aggressive. When you're down 15.5 games to this team and you could gain some ground on them right now, tonight, in the next few games, put the pressure on them.
Yeah.
They've made a couple of errors tonight.
Morgan gets jammed severely, and that ball popped up for Chipper Jones. 2 outs. Well, the best way to play a team like this is free and easy, relaxed, and aggressively. Next up will be Guzman, who struck out looking on a backdoor breaking ball his first time. By the way, Guzman remains one of the best hitters at home in the major leagues. .338 in this ballpark coming into this game. Only Martin Prado and Carlos Gonzalez of Colorado are hitting better in their home parks than Guzman. The Nats 25 and 21 here. It's the only category really where they have a winning record. Losing record on the road against the East, the Central, the West, and of course interleague play. Desmond running. Off-speed pitch, high throw, and the Nats steal another. Desmond with his 9th of the year, and the Nationals 3rd in the league in this department are up to 75 stolen bases.
Well, the Nationals have a good running game. Guys have to get on to start actually trying to take those bases, but Desmond gets on. 2 RBI, and now he's put himself in position to score with 2 outs.
That was a big looping breaking ball. Guzman will pull it foul. Ryan Zimmerman. Ground rule double, a bounce over the center field wall, his first time up. Close, ball 2.
And I like the way Tommy Hanson throws fastballs on the inner half. When he throws them in there, he jams them way in there, gets you back on your heels. And we'll see if he tries to do a backdoor breaking ball or run a sinker away from him.
Two. Guzman takes that one way off the plate.
When he runs a breaking ball back down by his ankles. We talked about Hanson too, though, Bob, getting a lot of pitches up in the strike zone, even though he throws a lot of strikes. A lot of fly ball outs for a power pitcher like this.
114 strikeouts, only 37 walks coming in, but not nearly the command he usually has. Guzman on a pitch up and away. Might have been ball 4. Strikes out for the second time. Nats pick up 2 on the Desmond base hit and lead by 3. Steven Strasburg couldn't get loose, scratched from his start at about 9 minutes before 7 o'clock for the scheduled 7:05 first pitch. Rodriguez consoling him, and the decision came from General Manager Mike Rizzo, filtering down between the pitching coach, the manager, the trainer, and Mike making a decision that he feels is best for the long-term good of Steven Strasburg and this ball club.
Well, and that's why you have men like Miguel Batista on this roster. Just for a time like tonight when you have to scratch a starter. Could be anybody, not just Steven Strasburg. And then he's pressed into duty, and right now he's allowed 1 hit going into the 3rd inning.
Prado, Hayward, and Jones, top of the order for the Braves in the top of the 3rd. Martin Prado's having a storybook year. 43 multi-hit games, the best in the major leagues. 134 hits, leads the National League. He's hitting .326 against right-handed pitchers, and he leads the team in runs. The league in runs with 71.
71 runs.
He's on a pace for about 125, 130 runs.
Well,
that's going to get him.
Inside front door breaking ball, Bob, but you were able to send McLeod down because of his ineffectiveness. You moved Prado up to the leadoff position. Kinetic right here on the inside breaking ball.
Perfect.
My partner loves to say front door, and I like that. Knocking at the front door, and Prado didn't open it.
Yeah, right where the hitter can see it. Providing world-class technology to our national and homeland security customers. That's Kinetic North America. Here's Jason Hayward, hit by a pitch, first time up. Big, strong left-handed batter. We saw him go right over the center field wall with a home run earlier this year.
Forgotten about that. That was a
laser.
Yeah, a laser, and well struck. Pretty impressive to be 20 years old, already putting up nice numbers.
I'm pretty sure Livan Hernandez hasn't forgotten that one either. They'll face each other here tomorrow night. That was on May 4th. Leading off the 4th inning. Nats won that game 6-3. 2 balls and a strike to the rookie slugger from Georgia. Trying to reach a 10-game hitting streak tonight. Close, but just missing off the inside corner. 3-1.
Trying to work young Hayward inside. Throws a front door sinker right at his hip. Did not catch the corner.
That's the outside corner. Eric Cooper has been giving the corner away from the left-handed batters to Batista.
Just like Bob's saying, this is basically the same spot as the front door breaking ball that struck out Prado.
3-2 pitch. Got him on an off-speed delivery that really slowed down Hayward's bat, and Miguel Batista has fanned 3 batters in a row, 4 in the game.
Well, they weren't prepared for this kind of pitcher tonight. They were prepared for 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, 92-mile-an-hour changeups. They're getting 82 breaking balls and 90 to 93-mile-an-hour sinkers. That's just a great breaking ball on a 3-2 pitch.
What a great look from that Exmo over the third base side. And here's Chipper Jones, who pulls one just foul. Chipper pulled one to Adam Dunn, who took care of it first time up.
We talked about this too, you know, getting an emergency start, but he's a good sinker ball guy, and hopefully as he goes along and his arm becomes a little bit tired, it's a little bit more swing back action on that sinker. 5 innings would be amazing.
That ball served in the left, well hit. Willingham right there, and Miguel Batista gets his first 1-2-3 inning. Ryan Zimmerman, Adam Dunn, Josh Willingham straight ahead.
Years old. He's probably feeling things in his arms he's never felt before, because he's got, like we said off the top, you're pitching instead of once every Friday night and pitching to college hitters, and then it's a little bit more carefree. Now this is your profession, and this is what you're being paid to do. And so if you don't feel right, it's kind of like a hurt hamstring or a tight groin. You know, there's a difference between pain and injury, and if it feels stiff and you're not effective throwing the ball, you know, you can go out there and try to really hurt yourself just to get through it to make things feel right. So it's imperative that you take precaution with a kid like Steven Strasburg or any pitcher at any level. If someone comes to you and says, listen, I don't feel right, my arm's stiff, I can't get loose, it doesn't matter. If you think the kid is just a horse and he can work through it, you got to shut him down. And I think it was the best thing that Mike Rizzo could do, because there was many times where you know, the trainer can stretch you. He can put red hot stuff on your shoulder, your elbow. They can do an assortment of things to try to loosen you up. But once you go out there and it doesn't feel right, you can't throw breaking balls, you can't throw a fastball, it's a little bit stiff. That led to the fight between Lou Piniella and myself. Was the night before, my arm was stiff when I loosened up. I didn't have to go in the game, but the next day when he asked me how I felt, I said, listen, my arm is stiff. I don't know if I'm going to be able to give you an inning tonight, and that's what led to everything that happened. So, you know, one thing leads to another. I've seen way too many times, Bob, when somebody may think that it's just a little bit of pain and becomes a serious injury, and vice versa. This could be nothing, but you don't want this to become something by forcing the kid to go out there when he's stiff.
So Ryan Zimmerman thrown out by Chipper Jones. Adam Dunn bounced out to the second baseman Prado, who's in short right field. His first time up, and that's an 0-2 breaking ball way inside.
Last 6 home series, that's some pretty gaudy numbers.
And the way Guzman hits it home. Christian's been on base a lot for Adam in this ballpark. And then Hansen blows him away with a fastball away, and that's his 4th strikeout.
Well, that's twice now that Adams tried to pull that 95, and it just goes moving away from him. The last time, you remember, he had the little tappy tap to second base, but this is a great moving fastball. It's going away from him. And I just think that you're not going to be able to pull that outside heater.
Josh Willingham flied to right first time up.
I'll give you another example of a kid that hurt himself and it ended his career was Mark Berry. He's a coach with the Reds right now in the big leagues. Has been in that organization for 25 years. We played together in the minor leagues. He was a top 5-round pick, a catcher, one of their best prospects. And they had him throwing the bases and throwing the bases. And he said, I got a stiff arm, coach. They had him throw some more. And he ended up tearing his rotator cuff and never, ever came back to playing baseball.
1, 2, 3 for both pitchers in the 3rd inning. It's 3-0 Washington. The ballpark so far, 4th inning coming up, 3-0 Nats. Miguel Batista, very efficient so far.
Well, he's trying to just work ahead. Right there, his defense picks him up by the shift on Brian McCann as that ball's scalded towards second base. But now working ahead has led to a few strikeouts. He's been very effective with the breaking ball sinker combo tonight, Bob.
Yes, he has. 55 pitches, 31 strikes. 2/3 of the time, first pitch strikes. Tommy Hansen not too bad himself. Here's McCann. And Brian hit that laser that Batista evidently heard going by.
Whistling by.
That he and Desmond caught out there at shortstop. Guzman short right field. probably a good 40 feet behind his regular second base position. That's about as deep as anybody plays a shift. Now, you have to have a runner who's not that fast to play that shift, Rob, because if a guy can run a ground ball out there as a base hit, he'll beat it out.
Let's call it the Bermuda Triangle, if you will.
2-0 pitch. And Batista doesn't get that call. 3-0 to McCann, who's walked 46 times this year. All-star catcher hitting .274. Veteran Eric Hinsky behind him, and then Troy Gloss here in the top of the fourth. I mentioned how close the series is between Atlanta and Washington over 6 years now. 50 wins for the Braves, 47 for the Nationals. 3-3 this year. The Nats 2-1 here. Braves 2-1 down there. And a 3-1 pitch. Right in there. Don't throw your bat away yet, Brian. Batista has hit a batter. That was Hayward back in the first. He's walked Gloss in the second and struck out 4.
Well, he's really pounding the inside part of the plate, especially on lefties, to try to set that sinker up. He's also used a good breaking ball to strike a few lefties out.
There's a misstrike, and Brian McCann fouls it away.
But did you see the late break on that pitch?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we're talking about. He's now into the 4th inning. He's getting up 62 pitches right now. So obviously the arm's going to be a little bit more tired, and you're going to get that nice whip and sinker action.
And there goes the hitter. The bat just helicoptering into the seats right over the Nationals dugout. Wow.
Wow is right, and I hope everybody's okay. I think it got somebody. I think they're okay. And then it's just a good breaking ball for the strikeout.
Look out, folks. Brian McCann doesn't even want to look. Eric Hinsky, the next hitter. Five strikeouts for Miguel Batista. All-speed pitch floats outside. Phillies have scored 2 in the bottom of the 3rd to take a 2-1 lead over Arizona, and the Mets scored a run bottom of the 2nd to tie St. Louis at Citi Field. Those are the other National League East clubs in action right now. Later tonight, the Marlins are at San Francisco. Marquee matchup there. 10-3 Josh Johnson, 8-8 Matt Cain at AT&T Park. Three 3-0. He went 3-0 on McCann.
I don't think you want to continue that pattern, though. You might run out of throws. It's at 67 now.
Bad ball is rocked into right field. A 2-hopper to Bernardino. The Braves have their second base hit. That's a lot harder hit than the first one by Melky Cabrera. Sunday, Phillies will be in. It'll be another family fun pack day. Get your Sunday family fun pack. Includes a a seat for the ball game, hot dog, chips, and a soda, starting at just $14. Visit nationals.com/kids to purchase your family fun pack tickets. And we know many of you probably purchased tickets anticipating Steven Strasburg starting Sunday. We will await word from the Nats over the next day or so as to what's going to happen with Steven, who was scratched from the start tonight. If you were not with us for the first inning or so, Strasburg came up unable to get loose in the bullpen, scratched from his start, and Miguel Batista has stepped in, done a nice job so far. He walked Troy Gloss first time up. Gloss 3 for 11 career against Batista. On a pitch up, he was ripping.
Much better job of working ahead here as he had a couple of 3-0 counts to the first two guys. Now he's got Gloss 0-2.
And some of those at-bats between these two happening in the last 3 years when Batista was with Seattle and Troy Gloss was an American leaguer. Didn't play hardly at all last year with St. Louis after injuring his shoulder. And quite a pickup for the Braves. Great 0-2 pitch. There's that inside corner again. Strikeout number 6.
Veteran catcher, veteran pitcher right here. They keep chasing that inside corner, and this is a front door breaking ball that just freezes Gloss. So you're looking sinker, you get the breaking ball. Now you're not happy.
Alex Gonzalez next. You and I talked about this, Rob, about 13 days ago when the Braves made that deal. They served notice last year when they traded hometown hero Jeff Francoeur to the Mets, and again this year when they traded young shortstop and some feel a rising star Yunel Escobar to get Gonzalez, who's nearly in his mid-30s, to play shortstop. In Atlanta, you don't produce, you're gone. And they pulled the trigger quickly. John Schuerholz used to do it, and now Frank Wren is following in those footsteps. I mean, they picked up a shortstop who's 33 years of age, a career .248 hitter, and traded away Escobar, who many thought would become an all-star player. And a ball hit down to Zimmerman. He'll find Guzman on the move, and the Nats are out of the 4th inning. Braves have stranded 4. Bernardina, Rodriguez, and Desmond coming up. Buddy. Geico President's Race. Look at Abe on the Exmo getting that big head right out of the gate.
Look at that quick turn, though, right out in front.
Have we ever Exmo'd the Presidents before? Look at Teddy. He's running better than he usually does.
Yes, he is. He's got a good gait tonight.
And Rob and I have noticed
new head,
a subtle change in the look of the Presidents. Evidently, they went and got groomed during that All-Star break in the long road trip. They look better.
I think they got facelifts.
It's a lot of Botox, baby. Here's Bernardina, bottom of the 4th underway. Roger with a solid base hit up the middle, first time up, breaking a 3 for 22. After Chipper Jones threw away Pudge Rodriguez ground ball, Ian Desmond drove them both in. Breaking ball to Roger. It's a good one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, a seesaw ball game up in Philadelphia. The Diamondbacks have just scored. Mark Reynolds, his 24th homer of the year. 2-2 there. Bernardino takes that big swing, lets go of the bat with one hand. Strike two. Mark Reynolds and Prince Fielder second in the league with 24 home runs. Joey Votto 25. And Pudge Rodriguez on deck. Big series as we talked about Sunday in Milwaukee, and the Reds have scored a first inning run there against Giovanni Gallardo. Cincinnati lost in Milwaukee last night. Bernardino lifting one to left for Hinske. Ball carrying to the track and right in front of the wall, and the bullpen applauds his catch for the first out. Here's the upcoming TV schedule. Two more in this series against the Braves. Levon Hernandez and Tim Hudson in a marquee matchup tomorrow night. Craig Stam and Derek Lowe on Thursday. And then the Phillies are in for three for the weekend before the Nationals head to Arizona to see the Diamondbacks for the first time this year, and then on to L.A. Miguel Batista's thrown 73 pitches. Sean Burnett warming up. Well, Miguel, you'd love to see him go 5 and at least merit a chance for a W. But he certainly has done his job by keeping Atlanta off the board, even though it's taken lots of pitches.
Lots of pitches, but to this point, to be up 3-0 and he's only allowed 2 hits through 4 innings.
Yeah.
Most impressive.
Only one of those a hard hit ball. Nats have 4 hits, 3 runs against Tommy Hanson. And one of those runs back in the second inning unearned. And then Ian Desmond after the Chipper Jones error. Nice shot to left center to drive both of those runs in. Nationals have to start getting some offense from the bottom of this order. That's a big curveball way outside. Pudge Rodriguez is now 2 for his last 33.
Second inning, huge hit. No outs, second and third. Ian Desmond just slams it right into center field on the first pitch. He's seized by Tommy Hanson.
Desmond swings through that one. Now Miguel Batista is on deck. There is the possibility he could hit and then still be taken out of the game because the Nationals have the lead and it's early, and maybe Jim Riggleman doesn't want to start using his bench just yet. A pitch diving down and in on Desmond. No balls, 2 strikes. It'll be interesting to see if Batista comes out for the 5th inning. He's 2 for 2, and Batista will be batting here in the bottom of the 4th. Ian Desmond with his first multi-hit game in a while.
He takes this offering right there that was supposed to be a breaking ball down and away and slams it in between short and third. So a mistake by Hanson. 2-out hit to bring the pitcher up to the plate.
Well, those 2 hits will get Desmond back over 250. Batista struck out trying to bunt first time. He'll be swinging here. And he has hit 2 career home runs and driven in 9 in his career that goes back to 92 when he came up with the Pirates. Minor leagues, 93, 94, 95, part of 96 before the Marlins brought him back to the big leagues. So he made his debut 18 years ago as a 21-year-old. A 1-game cup of coffee, 2 innings with the Pirates way back then. That was a great Pittsburgh team in 92. 0-2 the count. He'll hit it up the middle to the shortstop, Alex Gonzalez. Look at Batista hustling. They got him by a step. Will he pitch the 5th? We'll find out shortly. Nats lead 3-0. Association for IT pros.
Well, yesterday, Bob, Jim Riggleman and Steve McCatty spent the day off in Hagerstown watching Jordan Zimmerman pitch. Now, he threw 5 innings, but he did give up 6 earned runs. However, Steve McCatty told me that he thought his velocity was good, and they were very encouraged by his outing. And after the game, Jordan did speak with Jim Riggleman, and he told him he felt good, and he seems to be progressing and moving along. He will pitch Saturday for AA Harrisburg in Harrisburg.
Well, and I think the most important thing, Rob, is we see what happened with Steven Strasburg tonight. Hopefully nothing serious. Is that there's no temptation here to move Jordan Zimmerman into a stressful situation too soon. Because you know, you've talked to these guys, you've had arm issues and all that in your career. You try to come back too early, you're doing years' worth of damage.
No, I've had 2 shoulder reconstructions and an elbow reconstruction, so I've been one too many times to Dr. James Andrews' office down in Alabama. But, you know, tonight could be nothing more than he slept wrong on the shoulder. And maybe Strasburg misses a start. Maybe he misses tonight's start. But you do the precautionary MRI stuff, you do your due diligence, and you take it from there. Now, with Jordan Zimmerman, he's had Tommy John surgery. He's way ahead of the surgical date, which I think was August 6th of last year. And so to be less than 12 months removed from that surgery, to be throwing 80 pitches in his outings is just remarkable. And modern science has just come so far so quickly. But you don't want to push it. You want to know how he feels today. You want to know what's going on in that arm. And if, you know, he doesn't feel right his next outing, and I know he missed one outing because they said he had a sore neck, you've got nothing but time with him.
Sean Burnett popped up as soon as that base hit popped its way into left center. Melky Cabrera 2 for 2. He's hit both of his singles in that direction. You know, Rob, I remember a time not too long ago when I had major league pitchers tell me that when you had that kind of surgery, you pretty much had to write off the pitcher, not only for a year, but in some cases up to 18 months before he was truly back to the form from a health standpoint he was at when he got hurt.
Well, and much of that is not just the rehabilitation, it's rehabilitating your mind.
To cut loose?
To cut loose, to let it go, to not be looking for the phantom pain that's not there. Because once they fix it, I mean, the one thing that I've learned over 20 years of being around it is once they fix it, usually you can't hurt it again. And sometimes it's even stronger. Some guys, we'll take Rob Nen, for instance, had Tommy John surgery, was traded to from the Rangers to the Marlins. The guy was throwing upwards of 100 miles an hour.
How about Josh Johnson?
Josh Johnson. I mean, there's dozens and dozens. I mean, you could go Eric Gagne. You know, a lot of guys, and we found out with Eric Gagne that there's actually a shelf life on the surgery. He wore out the new ligament they put in there. So there's all kinds of things they're finding out every day with modern medicine, and it's just, you know, it also helps Jordan Zimmerman is such a young man, and that the body is so resilient and heals so quickly.
Good bunt by Tommy Hansen, moving Cabrera to second base. Top of the order, Martin Prado, 0 for 2 with a ground ball and a called third strike. Miguel may have to have a new wrinkle now. Third time through the top of this order. He probably won't be around to go all the way down to number 8 again. But that second time around, he was throwing that, as we call it, front door breaking ball. And you know, some of these right-handed batters will be ready to open up and take that thing out to left field. One of the best hitters in baseball this year, Martin Prado. And a bouncer behind the runner to short. Desmond fires in the dirt. Adam Dunn with a fantastic pickup. He just saved an out, maybe a run, and saved Ian Desmond his 23rd error of the year. That might be Adam Dunn's best pick of the season right there.
Well, we've often talked about where these throws are in relation to if Adam Dunn can make the quick pick. That was far enough away, coming off the grass, where Adam can time it and make a good challenge. Actually, it just got past that cutout on the grass, but it gave him enough time, reach out, step on the base. Miguel Batista loves it, and it keeps Melky Cabrera from scoring.
Ian Desmond starting to have a few throwing issues from that side of the diamond. We know he has a strong arm.
And you have a big target. You should never be low when you're throwing to a 6'6" guy.
Well, remember a throw in Milwaukee that went awry when the Nats had a big lead? This could have been the same scenario. There's no telling what that play by Adam Dunn might do here. Here's Jason Hayward hit by a pitch and a swinging strike 3. Batista checks the runner. Goes up and in, 1 ball, 1 strike.
And you remember the old surgeries 40 years ago, 30 years ago. Remember the whole shoulder was involved, and it was a huge zipper scar. Now they just poke holes in you sometimes, and the scars are thin. And remember, you're going through all that tissue, and sometimes even into the capsule of the shoulder. All that stuff, the more invasive, the more damage you're making.
Desmond pops up and throws this one on a line drive to Adam Dunn. How about Miguel Batista? 5 shutout innings. With the order coming up for the Nats.
Playing a different tune tonight, Bobby.
Yeah, with that sax of his. Every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday here at the ballpark, Miller Lite Party Night. For $20, a scoreboard pavilion seat and a drink voucher. $2 more when it's a prime game. Come early, pregame happy hour, $5 beers at the Miller Lite Scoreboard Walk Bar. Niger Morgan, Christian Guzman, Ryan Zimmerman, bottom of the 5th.
Well, you'd like to scratch out a couple of more runs right here. You don't want to just sit on 3 all night with this team you're playing.
Morgan with a base hit, 2 steals, a run. He's 1 for 2. Chipper on the grass at third. Troy Gloss is about 20 feet beyond the bag at first. So that's where he's going. And can he get by the first baseman? He can't. The ball was so close to the line, Troy Gloss was able to tag him.
Love the idea right here by Nigel Morgan. He's going to the right side of the infield more often, and it's paying off. Right here, maybe a little close to the line, but you know what? Troy Gloss, big, a lot slower than he used to be. And if he gets that a little bit closer to the pitcher's mound, that's an infield single.
Niger claiming he didn't get tagged. Bill Miller said he did.
Let's see it on the X-Mo.
Looks like he might have swept it across the... And, of course, Niger never touched the base. He would have had to come back to be safe. But if you bunt it right on the line, bunt it softer so the pitcher has to handle it. And if you bunt it that hard, you want it somewhere between the mound and first base. Here's Guzman. He has struck out twice. Pretty consistent. Tommy Hanson gets better as the game goes on, usually.
Gets stronger. Look at the last one, 259 after a couple 277s. Still pretty high. You want to be probably below 250.
Roy Guzman just can't see the ball, evidently, from Tommy Hanson, who has 6 strikeouts. Guzman, 3 of them, and 2 of those looking. Bases empty for Zimmerman. AT&T trivia. The Major League pitching record for most strikeouts in a game. Didn't we talk about this back in June? Hold on. If I remember correctly, we're talking about a ball game that went like 18, 19 innings and did involve a Washington pitcher.
Hurt score. Johnny Sain, orange spawn.
I think it's Tom Cheney. 21 strikeouts against Baltimore back in '62. We'll see. A lot of innings, a lot of strikeouts. Wonder how he felt the next morning.
Did you see the Hall of Fame is going to change the way they look at the Veterans Committee? They're going to have 3 different eras now. Whereas like the pre-Golden era, which is like 18 something to 1930
Probably up to
something.
about 1920.
Right, and then from 1920 something to 1972, I think is the golden era, and then the modern era.
Interesting.
Yes.
Wow. The zone's getting bigger. Zimmerman gone looking. On to the 6th inning in a 3-0 game. tonight's scheduled first pitch. So Miguel Batista warms up, leaves the bullpen, goes to the mound, and Rob, all he does is shut down the Braves on 83 pitches in 5 innings on only 3 hits.
Would never refuse the ball. He is our secret weapon of the night. Off-speed stuff, great sinking action, great backdoor and front door breaking balls to the point of when all-star catcher Brian McCann throws his bat up into the stands, Bob, but a fantastic 5 innings of 3-hit ball by one Miguel Batista, an emergency start in place of Steven Strasburg.
They should have thrown a ticker tape parade for him in that tunnel down there. That was really something. And by the way, it was his first start since August 25th of 2008 against Minnesota while pitching for the Mariners. As a starter, Batista career 73 and 80. So now it's up to the bullpen to get 12 outs, and it's Chipper Jones batting right-handed against Sean Burnett. Chipper might be doing the Nats a favor by batting right-handed against Sean. And Jones from the right side this year, just .236. And Burnett, the well-documented problems with left-handed batters. Right side, fair ball. Bernardino over to grab it. Chipper Jones a base hit. And the Braves have their 4th hit of the night. All right, was that pitcher Tom Cheney for Washington against Baltimore? He pitched 16 innings. How about that? 228 pitches, Rob, on September 12th of 1962.
We can't have questions that were before I was born. It's just, it's a new rule.
I was 9.
Okay.
By the way, Tom Cheney, as they bring it up on a night when the Braves are here, from Rome, Georgia.
That's extra credit for you.
I mean, he should have a plaque somewhere, shouldn't he?
21 strikeouts.
Wow. Not just that, the 16 innings. Here's Brian McCann 0 for 2, a line drive to short and a swinging strikeout. This will be interesting. Desmond for 1, the throw for 2. A running 6-3 double play by the Nats' athletic young shortstop. Guzman came over for a possible relay, and Desmond did it himself.
Well, I don't know if he played quarterback in high school, but if he did, this is running down the right side and then throwing across his body. A beautiful peg over to Adam Dunn, so he just takes it 6 over to 3 for 2 outs.
Well, that shift creates some interesting defensive scenarios, doesn't it?
Yep. Did he even touch second base?
He got rung up earlier this year for a neighborhood play when he never got close to the neighborhood. Now this one's low and outside to Eric Hinsky, 2 outs, bases empty. All the fielders back at their normal positions. And one more note on Batista. His last win as a starter, May 11th of 2008 against the White Sox while pitching for Seattle. So that's how long it's been since Miguel Batista has been pressed into this kind of action. 1-1 to Hinsky. And Sean throws a fastball under his hands.
Let's go back to the double play for second, Bob. And he did not miss second base. Watch this clearly in the center on a different angle. Hits it with the left foot and throws it over to Adam Dunn.
Well, we see flashes of that from Ian Desmond.
Well, and it would definitely take too much time to try to flip that to Guzman. That your best bet for 2 on that play is to take it unassisted.
And Guzman's coming from a second base pull position. His back would have been to first base when he received that throw.
Very dangerous.
2-2 pitch. That ball is laced to right center. How big does the double play look now? That one's off the scoreboard. Bernardino retrieves, and the Braves have 2 hits in the inning and a runner at second base, 2 outs. Hinsky 2 for 3. So Hinsky with a base hit in the 4th, a double here in the 6th. Chipper has a base hit. And the other 2, bottom of the order, Melky Cabrera, both of them to left center in the 2nd and in the 5th.
Well, and Bobby Cox could have gone to his bench and brought out Matt Diaz there to face Sean Burnett, but he knows Burnett's having a ton of problems with lefties, hangs a curveball, and Hinske gets a double.
Arizona has scored single runs in the 4th and the 5th to take a 3-2 lead at Philadelphia. And the Mets have busted open their game against Adam Wainwright, one of the best pitchers in the league. They lead St. Louis at home 6-1, and they're still batting in the 5th inning. Burnett just missing with a fastball away to Troy Glaus. He's walked and he's been called out on strikes. Alex Gonzalez next. And of course, Gonzalez played up the middle many years in Florida with Luis Castillo. Johnny Venters, who can throw over 95 miles an hour, warming up for Atlanta.
95 with sink.
Yeah. Adam Dunn leads off in the 6th. And then after Willingham, left-handed hitting Bernardino. I wonder if we'll see Michael Morse soon. Breaking ball low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Great changeup. Well, actually, 87. Look, had changeup action, but that's about how hard Sean throws.
Could have been a cutter.
Yeah, that thing had some movement.
Had some late movement. Regardless of what it was, he has much better stuff when he's throwing to righties.
And then he humps up and goes 91 for the strikeout. Couple of hits, the double play huge. And after 5.5, the Nats still lead the Braves 3-0. Established 1926. Your own great moment starts at Hager.com. And by Acura. Acura Advance. Well, the bats have been busy at times tonight. Bottom of the 6th coming up for the Nats. Family having fun upstairs with Screech. Still in the ball game, Tommy Hanson. He's due to bat 3rd in the 7th, so this will be it for him as he faces Adam Dunn and delivers a breaking ball for a strike. Hanson, 7 strikeouts, no walks, but 3 early runs, 2 earned on 5 hits. Adam will pull that one. That ball's got some wicked English on it. And he's thrown out by Martin Prado from right field. Nationals box score will show one player with 2 hits, and that's Ian Desmond. He drove in 2 with a base hit to left center in the second. It's the only RBI of the night. Nyjer Morgan scored in the first on a Brian McCann throwing error while he was in the process of stealing third base after stealing second. Josh Willingham holds up on the breaking ball.
Well, he just has a little bit of a cutter or slider, and then he's got the huge overhand hook to go with the 95-mile-an-hour fastball. So he keeps you at bay with 2 different types of breaking balls, and then he just has a blistering fastball.
2-0 pitch. I saw a fastball, so he was turning on it. Willingham, 2 fly balls to right field tonight. First game of a 6-game homestand tomorrow night, Thursday afternoon against the Braves, and the Phillies are in for 3. Then it's on to Arizona and Los Angeles next week. Willingham right at the second baseman, but a wicked hop for Prado, and Josh is safe. A lot of hitters slow down, Rob, when they see a line drive go right at an infielder, and Willingham kept on digging.
But an amazing stop and recovery by Martin Prado to almost get Josh Willingham at first base. This is just a rope. This is a frozen rope, what they call a line drive. He hits it with his backhand. Then he's going to be up in the air. Just misses throwing him out. But there's the stop right there. Your first thing as an infielder, stop the ball. Then recover. Try to make a great throw. So give him some great props for stick-to-itiveness.
And Willingham, of course, gets a base hit. He's aboard with 1 out. Roger Bernardino, the hitter.
Now, what is Josh, about 7 for 7? Is he going to try to sneak a steal right here?
He and Adam Kennedy have combined 18 for 18. Bernardino, late swing.
Boy, was he fooled on that pitch. This is just not even close to being near the ball. He thought something else was coming. It broke down and in.
Josh Willingham with that base hit, now 1 for 9 career against Tommy Hanson.
Joel Peralta
has been pretty good. There might be 4 guys with an inning each of the scenario Jim Riggleman hopes to set up tonight. Sean Burnett got through his. Foul ball into the big crowd here. Tonight's game a sellout with the anticipation of Steven Strasburg taking the mound for his 10th start. Miguel Batista, fantastic in Steven's absence, after being unable to get loose in the bullpen and scratched about 14 minutes before game time. Bernardino 1 for 2 with a base hit up the middle, fly ball to left. Bernardino gone. Strikeout number 8 for Tommy Hanson. By the way, just as we mentioned that crowd, the announcement has been made of a sellout.
Here you see the rotation of the slider. Just got a little bit of a dot on it because of the tight spin on the slider. When you're throwing it over the top, you get the Great over-the-top rotation. That's why they call it 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock.
Here's Pudge, 0 for 2. The All-Star break ended 11 days ago. Pudge Rodriguez, since then, 2 for 33. Batting average down into the 260 range. Big gap in left center. There it is. Surrounded by a crowd of 40,043. 40,043, a sellout tonight. And they've seen a good ball game. That's the breaking ball. Pudge has been having a hard time laying off. And he takes it, 1 ball, 1 strike. Ian Desmond, lots of offense from the number 8 spot. In fact, Melky Cabrera, their number 8 hitter's 2 for 2. Willingham running. Pudge is swinging a miss. And Josh is 8 for 8. Rob Dibble gave him the go sign. And the hammer delivers with 2 outs. How about that?
I think he just lulls you to sleep over at first with short lead after short lead. And right when you think, he's not going anywhere, he takes off and steals second.
Josh awkwardly into that bag. Here's a number for you, Rob. Coming into this season, Josh Willingham, 17 career steals in 6 years. He did swipe 8 for the Marlins 2 years ago. So he has equaled his career high. Pudge with a little bouncer, left side. Chipper covers lots of ground. Well done. Inning over. On to the 7th. Nats bullpen trying to hold on here. It's 3-0 Washington. Miguel Batista, the story of the night. Some opportunistic offense. So far, so good.
And hopefully everything checks out all right with Steven Strasburg. We hope he's going to be fine. But you never know when you're going to be pressed into emergency service. And Miguel Batista has done an amazing job keeping one of the best hitting teams in the National League at bay, changing speeds. And now he's turned it over to the bullpen. And right now, Sean Burnett is out there, and he's trying to get a few more outs and get this deeper into the bullpen, but still need 9 more outs at this point from our bullpen, and they've been pressed into service a lot. And this is just one more time where a guy like Miguel Batista, remember earlier in the season, Bob, he did an amazing job one game, went like 4 or 5 innings in relief. and that just saved the bullpen for the entire series. Just remember, if you had to go maybe 2 or 3 guys to do that first 5 innings, now you're getting deeper into the bullpen, and then you've got another couple of big games against the Braves right now. So now you see Peralta and Storen loosening, but it's kind of all hands on deck for the bullpen tonight.
Well hit ball out to short. Ian Desmond takes care of that, and the 7th inning is underway. Come on, Friday night, the Nats take on the Phillies. Don't let those Philly fans buy up all the seats. Miller Lite Party Night. Live music, games, $5 drinks at the Miller Lite Scoreboard Walk Bar until first pitch. And, of course, after the game on Friday nights, fireworks. We've heard rumors they're coming down 95 to try to take over the ballpark. And I think that game Rob's talking about was Sunday, April 18th, when Jason Marquis and the Nats gave up 10 runs to Milwaukee in the first inning. Batista pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs on 3 hits, kept the Nationals in the ball game. They eventually lost it 11-7, but made quite a battle out of it as the offense kept chipping away, and the bullpen responded to Miguel saving a lot of time and trouble in that game. Here's Melky Cabrera. Funny thing about this inning, maybe the fact that these are right-handed hitters is what's keeping Sean Burnett in the game.
Matt Diaz.
Well, Matt Diaz has always been a good hitter, good speed, good outfielder. Won a lot of ball clubs. He'd be an everyday player.
The all-star Infante sitting on the bench right now.
Now ground ball to the other side for Guzman. Middle infielder's busy. And 2 quick outs, and this will be it for Tommy Hanson. Tonight's copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. Matt Diaz has played only 44 ball games. He's been hurt part of the season. Only 118 at bats. Right thumb infection had him on the DL May 15th. And he's only been back for the last couple of weeks.
Did you just see Butch stomp on the ball? That ball clipped him on the inside of his thigh, and he got a little bit of retribution against it.
Solid outing by Tommy Hanson, but Miguel Batista and the bullpen have been a little bit better. 2 earned runs in 6 innings tonight. 6 hits, no walks, 8 strikeouts. 0-2 pitch, and Sean showed him an off-speed delivery off the plate.
One earned run for Hanson tonight.
Yeah, that is interesting. They did call both runs unearned. The thinking being if Bernardina had been retired on that fielder's choice, Pudge Rodriguez would not have come around to score because the next 3 hitters strike out, foul out, strike out. So only 1 earned run in those 6 innings. Now the count 2-2. Well, I remember Strasburg having an outing in Atlanta where the defense gave up some unearned runs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. .89 pitches, 64 strikes for Tommy Hanson, who came into the ball game 8-6.
about you, Bob, but this team just feels totally different when they come home.
It's unbelievable.
I don't even recognize this team that we take out on the road.
You know, Jim Riggleman was asked about it over the weekend. He has no answer. None of us do. I've talked to the coaches about it. It is night and day. Well, Sean Burnett keeps throwing strikes. There's a pop-up. Guzman and Bernardina. Who made the catch? Christian Guzman has it, and it's time to stretch at Nationals Park. Desmond leading off. He's 2 for 2.
Adam Dunn on the scoop. Saves a run right there. Then another one right here. 6 to 3 for 2. A lot of leather all over the place. Hello, baby.
Those little people came to see Steven Strasburg tonight, but they're seeing a real good ball game for the Nats. Johnny Venters. And can this guy bring it? He's a rookie. We talked about him down in Atlanta. 30th round draft choice 7 years ago. Had Tommy John surgery in 2006. And now in his first big league season, he can really bring the hard sinker. And it's his 43rd appearance of the year.
His dominance is shown not only in the strikeout per inning category, but what is it, 28 hits and 48 innings pitched?
1.13 ERA, 177 batting average against.
Not getting a lot of good swings off Mr. Venters.
6 earned runs in 48 innings. There's Michael Morse to hit next for Sean Burnett, who has pitched 2 scoreless innings. Desmond hits it pretty well out to center. Melky Cabrera tracking it. And he has it. First out, bottom 7. Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races, league leaders. Highest career average here. Now 2 of them are here, Prado and Jones. Moore's here every day. And the other 2, Ibanez and Utley, with the Phillies, who come in this weekend. Get ready for one blockbuster hit after another. Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races, West Virginia. And Michael Morse gets a nice hand after the outstanding road trip he had. Andrew Storen will be next for the Nats in the 8th inning. Michael Morse, 5 out of 9, 2 homers, 4 RBIs on the road trip. John Burnett gives up 2 hits, strikes out 1, gets a double play. And puts the Nats in a position to be into the 8th inning with at least a 3-0 lead. Inside corner, Jason Worth has hit his 14th of the year, a 2-run shot, bottom 5 for the Phillies, who took a 4-3 lead over Arizona. Now the D-backs have put 2 more runs on the board in the top of the 6th. They lead 5-4. Morris with a chopper, left side. Tricky little hop for Chipper Jones, who plays it in very relaxed fashion. 2 outs. Saturday, first 15,000 fans receive a free Niger Morgan bobblehead presented by PNC Bank. Get here early so you can be a proud owner of the Nationals' second bobblehead giveaway of the year. First 15,000 fans on Saturday. That is a 7:05 game Saturday evening. And here's Niger. 1 for 3 tonight. Tried to bunt his way aboard last time, and Troy Gloss grabbed his bunt near the line and tagged him out. You guys got a pretty hard breaking ball, too. Upper 80s with that. The Mets are piling it on St. Louis at Citi Field. 2 more in the 5th, 2 more in the 6th. And they have knocked Adam Wainwright out of that ball game and lead 8-1. The Mets and the Marlins are 7.5 back of the Braves in the East. Phillies trying to win their 6th in a row. They're just 4.5 back. So all those clubs are rooting for the Nationals here for the next 3 days. Later tonight, Florida behind Josh Johnson at San Francisco and Matt Cain in a great pitching matchup. Giants are the closest team to San Diego, 3.5 out in the West. Morgan bounces one over the pitcher. Alex Gonzalez in a hurry. Plays it well like he has for many years. Top of the 8th coming up. Drew Storen on his way against the top of the Atlanta order. Ford dealers. Your local Ford dealer invites you to experience Ford like never before. Ford, drive one. Big night out there at the Red Porch, the Red Loft. Screech. Everybody liking the way this one's going, but a lot of outs to get. Earlier tonight, if you weren't with us, Steven Strasburg scratched from his start at 6:51 Eastern Time.
You saw him trying to work it out in his arm, and then Pudge Rodriguez basically saying, listen, you'll have many, many more starts down the road. Just let this one go today. It's not easy when a entire organization's counting on you for the next 10 years. Better to miss one start now than to maybe miss the rest of the season.
8th inning underway. Drew Storn with a strike to Martin Prado, 0 for 3. Left-hander Doug Slayton is up, possibly with Brian McCann in mind, or depending on the situation, to turn Chipper Jones around to the right side. Those are two of the best breaking balls Drew Storn has thrown lately. Got him on a front door slider after going outside corner. And I'm sure Martin Prado saying to Eric Cooper, you can't give him those pitches on both sides of the plate.
But this is a strike kinetic. You'll see it come right and tumble right over the plate. He was trying to hit the outside corner. Backs up, but perfect. And so he's been given that pitch all night. And Drew Storn, 100% convicted in throwing those sliders, and that's what we like to see.
And the top 4 hitters in the Atlanta order now, 1 for 12 tonight. Here's Jason Hayward, 0 for 2, hit by a pitch back in the first inning. Target inside corner. And he misses and gets the call on the other side of the plate. Drew Storn with nothing but hooks so far.
Well, here's the key. He's throwing them hard, and they're getting late break on them. And that's what you want to see out of them. It's confusing to the hitters because they think it's a fastball. It's coming from the same arm slot, and then it just drops off the table.
That's always been the allure of a slider for pitchers. It looks like a fastball, then it's not. Right down the middle with a heater. Pudge was set up outside corner, and the count's 1-2.
Well, when I was taught the pitch, they basically told you fastball, fastball, fastball all the way through your delivery, and right at the end, you turned your wrist and pulled down just as hard as you would a fastball. So it'd be fastball, 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 slider. Right there.
Look at Drew Storn.
It's filthy tonight.
He looks like a man who is ready to come back after giving up the walk-off hit Saturday in Milwaukee.
Oh, he is a man on a mission right here, possessed, and he just pulls the trigger on this slider. There's the release, fastball, 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 and right at the end, you turn it over, and you see just everything behind that pitch. Try that look on his face.
Chipper goes up swinging. High drive left center. Willingham and Morgan. And Josh Willingham squeezes it. The top of the 8th inning is over. A 1-2-3 for Storen. Wednesday. Hudson 10-5, one of the best ERAs in the league. Levon 7-6, coming off a complete game. Levon last started Cincinnati, 7 hits, 1 run. Didn't walk anybody, struck out 5 in that great Cincinnati lineup. And Tim Hudson, of course, career against the Nats, 9-1 with a 1.51 ERA. We'll start you at 6:30, Nats Extra. Johnny and Ray right here at the ballpark.
Now, did you check out that breaking ball by Levon? That's the one we're talking about, the overhand rotation and the top spin. And that's just beautiful X-Mo.
Here's Guzman, who has struck out 3 times. Twice looking. And he sees left-hander Johnny Venters for the first time. Maybe the right side of the plate will be a different story where Guzman hits. 333. Backhand stop, Chipper Jones. Well done. Chipper's played well defensively tonight, with the exception of that errant throw that helped the Nats get 2 runs way back in the second. Take the Nats with you if you're traveling. MLB.tv, every game live or on demand on your computer. Start at Nationals.com to get more details and to order. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. Safe situation, 3-0 game. Matt Capps getting ready.
The Mad Capper. It's been a while since he got a save opportunity. Now, is McCann from that Cobb County area?
Yes, he is. Matt Capps, by the way, got his 24th save last Wednesday in that wild 8-5 game in Cincinnati, when the Nats, Strasburg, beat Bronson Arroyo. So it's been nearly a week for Matt. Ryan Zimmerman 1 for 3 with a double, and after that nasty pitch he saw from Johnny Venters, he decided to go for a bit of a stroll. Oh my, this guy's one of the nastiest left-handers in this league. 2 outs.
But see, now you go up there looking for a 95-mile-an-hour sinker, and he just drops this breaking ball on you. And you don't see Zim look that bad too many times.
Well, that's one of the things about Strasburg. Everybody talks about the fastball.
Oh, no.
But it's Stevens' other pitches that get him just as many strikeouts. So here's Adam Dunn, 0 for 3. Adam came in having hit .320 his last 21 games. Jesse Chavez, the righty. Mike Dunn, the lefty. They also have Billy Wagner down there. Adam goes around. Willingham, if the inning continues here in the 8th. Target away. Evidently tough to catch as well as hit. Johnny Venters, 25 years of age, from Pikeville, Kentucky. Look at that.
Slinking away.
Good thing this ball game has the Nats up by 3. Matt Capps coming on for the 9th. Washington by 3. 3 outs to get.
Jeff and Zach decided to break down what we were talking about. Fastball, 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 slider. On the left is a 93, 94 mile an hour sinking fastball. On the right is his slider. And so he's going fastball, 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 sinker. On the left, fastball, 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 slider. On the right. And he pulls it down just at the last second. And it's unbelievable. Jeff and Zach getting the same grimace on the face of Drew Storn. But that's how close that pitch is to the hitter to pick up. The only thing he can see on the slider that's different than the rotation of a fastball is that tight red dot.
Nationals go with defense here. Alberto Gonzalez in the short right field on the shift. Matt Capps in. You saw Adam Kennedy. It's the top of the ninth. Leadoff hitter Brian McCann. First pitch, fly ball, left field. Willingham is there. If you're keeping score, Gonzalez is batting second, Capps fourth, and Kennedy ninth. Next hitter for the Braves, Eric Kinske. He's had a good night with the bat. Pulling the ball twice, base hit to right, double to the scoreboard in right center. Fastball just missing 2-0. Capps delivers a fastball up. 3-1. Danger on deck. The power of Troy Glaus.
Well, and Matt Capps has tried to stay edgy and keep that closer edge about him, but he hasn't had too many save opportunities or work, for that matter, in live action. So.
Yeah. One save opportunity the entire road trip, and he made good on it. That ball drilled to left center. Nyjer Morgan on the move. He's right there, 380 feet away for the second out. Johnny and Ray here at the ballpark. Next Extra, presented by Verizon Fios. And the Nats are 1 out away from winning their 43rd game of the year.
The fans recognizing an outstanding effort by all in the emergency situation, Bob.
Especially Miguel Batista. In line to win his 96th Major League game. Crowd of 40,000 and 43 on hand. That's perfect, right down around the knees. Another one down there, and the Nats are 1 strike away. looks like the disappointment has given way to excitement here at the ballpark. This game is over. Game number 100 on the year for the Nationals. And they win their 43rd of the season. Batista gets the win, caps the save, and quite a night for the Nationals, 3-0.
Well, he was just pumping it in there and gets Gloss looking.
That caps a very quick ninth inning, his 25th save of the year. More from a happy ballpark in a moment.